Time again, family. It's that time again. Big Sly's in the building, looking Magnum PI up in here. I got my partner in crime who's probably gonna be laughing his ass off.
Hey, Magnum PI.
It's called a wardrobe malfunction, bro. It's called a wardrobe malfunction.
so when you have summer in autumn, not
Yeah,
summer
man.
in summer.
Look, well, the bag is still not intact, bro.
All good, all good. Anyway, good evening. What up? What up? What up? This is your boy Ceeno. How you doing?
Yeah.
Apologies for last week. A young little technical glitch.
Mhm.
These things do happen, but we're back. We're not going anywhere. We're not gone. You better
Oh,
get
we
used
did
to
say.
us and tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their other friends and other friends. We
They
here.
can come
We
along.
meet you. And please come through, join us. Be one with the family. Start this
Mhm.
journey with us because we're going far. I can tell you that much.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the chats up so that people can, like converse with us, like whatever contributions they want to have, man, come through. Let's hear what you gotta say. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, how's your week, dog? Talk to me.
My week was alright, eh? My week was alright. Geez, it was kind of hectic.
Uh huh.
Do I remember what I did?
Is that age talking there? People forgetting what they did just 7 days ago, or the last
It's
7 days.
I guess well, I'm not gonna deny it. There is a little bit of it, but it's been largely work on the production side.
Sure.
It's a blessing. Clients are keeping me busy. Yeah, so largely it's just been audio, editing, and scripts and all kinds of things, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
And
That's
you?
good. That's good. Progress is always good. Me, yeah, man, I'm good. Had a great week. I would say, work-wise, on my front, with regarding other things I do with in the broadcasting space with Quest TV and so forth. Some new things
Hmm.
opening up on that front, so that's pretty dope. And then I traveled on Friday. I went to Imtata, and actually I drove, so kind of
You
like got to see the whole scenic route from LL North. As a matter of fact, LL North is not even LL North anymore. It's called something. What's it called now?
we need politician friends. You see, that's why we're
it
not getting any
but
tenders, man.
it changed its name something whatever C whatever, and then like Queenstown is Gomani. That was like
You're
I haven't driven.
Kijima or something?
Nah,
Oh
nah,
no, no, no.
it's got an
Mutswani.
Afrikaans name to it.
I'm not look it up.
Yeah, and then like obviously Komani is Queenstown is now Komani, like full blown, like no sign of that because you got to drive that way, and obviously it's nice driving through the homelands, getting through like going Nobo, Tofimva, but all the way up to Mtata. It's actually, I must say, we complain about so much, but you look at our national roads, they're pretty dope, man. We actually have a beautiful country. And I mean, if we were such a shithole as they call us, I don't think the drive would take the 8 hours and 9 hours it takes normally. You try drive in Nigeria, I have, and I can tell you for free, a
Yeah,
200
you used to
kilometer
travel there a lot, yeah.
distance, a 200 kilometer distance is gonna take you 6 hours. That side of the world.
Yo.
So yeah, no, we still have a good. Doesn't mean we must be content and complacent, but we don't need to complain as much. Travel outside our borders a bit, and you'll see, hey, we actually have it mighty good.
It is, yeah. That we complain about these roads, man. Now I can officially go on podcast after Cupcake's comments and say, "Ka, ka, 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 ka." Did you see that comment?
Maletsoi, it's called Maletsoi. That's the name
Maletswai.
of Maletsoi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Maletswai.
yeah, Maletsoi. That's exactly
That's
how I
the
read it. I was like, Maletsoi, okay,
Maletswai.
salt money, okay.
Man, we ignorant. Like how many other like South African languages do you speak?
I know I'm very limited in skills. I speak the Nguni ones, of course, it's Xhosa and
Mhm.
Zulu, and then Afrikaans, which I intentionally unlearned in my head. Like I don't speak it anymore. I can't speak it. I forgot it intentionally. And then
Daar is
English.
een kakwees, brie. Jy
No, no,
moet
no.
'n bietjie
I'm,
Afrikaans praat, man.
I'm very good with that language. I'm okay. It's I only know the part of it in the national anthem, 80 blow from Sayemo. That's it.
Okay. Hey, to bluff and then yeah, black people start chewing popcorn after that. The blow
Do
fun
that.
on some
So I
yummy.
mean, so I was MTAT, like I said, and so actually the first time I've been there since like 20 years when I was still a rep working that region. It
Oh
had
my
been, and it
gosh.
looks completely
Ah,
utterly different. That's 20 years ago. 20 years ago, Steels, if you recall, when I was doing my
no,
Eastern Cape trips.
I don't want to recall. I want to forget you and those
Bad
times that
memories.
you were working for that. Yeah. Oh my
For that
gosh.
energy, for that energy bunny company. Yes, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But you've done a lot. I mean, like, you also have retail experience, obviously, from family business, but you were speaking about Quest. Probably we would like to hear a little bit about that.
Sure. I mean, I'll delve more into Quest as time goes on. Quest needs to pay me for the airtime, so they're gonna get it in doses.
Oh
They're
yeah,
gonna
of
get it in
course.
doses.
Of course, we
But
need sponsorship
definitely,
in here.
I mean, it is one of the livest live video on demand platforms in the world by Quincy Jones. I
In
happen
the
to
world.
be blessed with having to put that in my CV that I work with the big man. That's pretty awesome. But other than that, no, it's great. I mean, we're on D's TV, MTN, and Vodacom, and we're just trying to grow it across the continent now. So the meetings I was saying, we were talking to MTN about getting into other territories of theirs, Nigeria, Ghana,
Yeah.
and so forth. So that's pretty good. It's work in progress. Work in progress.
Okay, enough. All of these people should be paying us. MTM, Vodacom, MultiChoice, all of them, they need to be paying our asses.
Precisely. Thank you. Please let's
Man,
kill that noise.
yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be back. And obviously, welcome to you wherever you might be at this point in time, probably relaxing. It's a Monday. You probably have your red wine glass somewhere. Where's mine? Wife!
What's
I'm
going on there?
staring.
What's
I'm
going on?
staring up. I'm staring up trouble. I want to drink.
Oh,
I
I
want
know.
to unwind.
I'm having coffee and water. Like I said, I was in the EC. You know what happens there?
Oh man. Oh man. I was there, and I'm going back. By the way, remember there's the video
Yeah,
that I said I
we
wanted to
touched on it
share.
last week, but I do think we need to revisit that conversation because I think it was critically important with the work you're doing at that school. I
Mm,
know, like I said, we had a technical glitch last week, so maybe we can refresh on that, so Nasizo. Maybe take us through that if you can, if you've if it's part of our session right now. But I don't think it would hurt to talk about, since we are talking about the Eastern Cape
yeah.
and what's happening in that's our world, by the way. That's where we from, where
Hmm.
we still hold very dear to us. It's a very big province. It's not a city, by the way. Stop saying Eastern Cape like it's a
I came
city.
to Eastern Cape.
Here here in
Say hi
Johannesburg,
to
they'd be
my
like,
friend.
oh. So, you from the EC? Oh, do you know so and so? Did you from where? It's a province, like it's a big ass place.
Smack.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, man. Look, I think just before we go there, I just want us to touch base on what the features like on social media platforms, man. And
Uh-huh.
there's quite a bit going on. There's the 1st of June. I don't know what it's trending for, but all I know is that on the 1st of June, my mother brand, okay, since I'm also employed by an SABC radio station, Mhlabone FM, we're hosting our second Impolo family picnic day. It's going to be going down in East London for a second year running. You just need to follow them on social media platforms and you'll find out what the lineup looks like and all of that. It's going to be bigger and much better than it was last time. So that's what I'm finding. I don't know what John Steenhuisen is trending for. I don't know whether you
Wow.
sing it from your end.
I don't know, but if there's ever a human being who likes to score own goals, it's that guy and his
How does
party.
it How does it do it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to really get into it, but he's a master of own goals. I don't think
Yeah.
he consults people before he talks. I mean,
Mm-mm.
you always in anything you do, you got to read the room before you say anything. I don't
Mm.
think he does that.
And I think another thing that I've picked up about him is that like he keeps on addressing not his current constituency, like his members. He has this cloud, this future constituency, DA constituency that is supposed to send him to go find jobs and all kinds of stuff. So basically, it's always that do this and then we'll do this, and it sounds like battering. It sounds like you need to do this and then I'll do that. It's like bass and type of thing, like his tone, like I don't know.
I
I
don't,
feel you on that.
he's tone deaf. To put it. No, no, he is like he doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to talk to some. I don't know, Caesar. Maybe when you were growing up, you'd be amongst a bunch of white people, let's say, and they'd be talking to you, and they think they're being polite, but in essence, they're actually being rude.
mm,
It's like
mm.
they would say, "Oh no, no, you cool," but it's the other black people, and I'm
it's
thinking,
the other it's the other people.
but we are all black people, so it's mighty offensive to say things like that, and that's the and I think that's the rhetoric I kind of pick up from him and
Mhm.
his party, and I don't know, it's like as if they need to like go on a culture course or something to get to understand that they are a whole lot of other people in this country, the
Yeah.
majority, and it's imperative that you actually get to understand each and every type of and kind of person rather than just speak from a particular voice that's seemingly ignorant.
Yeah, but very interesting though as well, Zizi, is looking at South Africa and the fact that like we are just days away or weeks away from a very important election after 30 years of ANC rule. Obviously, there's a whole lot of the commotion, turmoil that is interpreted as electioneering. Comrades, behlambi impahla, you know what I mean? The door to door thing, like they've been doing it for 30 years. And I think to an extent, you found that like ordinary South Africans are saying, hey, get out of here, man. You've been doing this for 30 years. Are we looking at like a people that are stuck in terms of capturing the constituency or people that will be voting for them?
I think we have this void in this country of options. So
Mm,
sometimes it's not a case of uh, the party that's been in power all this time is doing only wrong things. They are doing good things. They are doing,
of
I
course.
mean, but the thing is, it's you get stuck on not knowing or what option or alternative to choose, because if the rhetoric from the opposition is only bashing these guys and what they're doing wrong, to me, how about you tell me about you? Who are you? What are you doing? Like,
Mm,
what are
mm,
you? Instead of saying I will do better, how are you gonna do better? You know,
mm.
and I think that's where they mess it up. And I think because the party, the political party in power, I think they are seasoned politicians. That's why they beat them. I think they understand the art of
Seasoned?
politics.
Of course, isn't, but
The thing is,
there's an issue of time. I mean,
but the
excuse me
thing
when I'm
is,
I'm gonna I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here, right?
sure.
There's the issue. I mean, like there've been videos being thrown around. People abanegauti, people abasokolayo hamba because millions itumbile. That tells your age. And my question is, where is the succession plan? You know what I mean? When are you putting young people into positions where they are, you know, we have this a problem of ministers and the deputy ministers. When you look at deputy ministers, it's people the same age. If you were saying you putting in people who are straight from school, people who are coming from experience in the corporate world, for an example, who've been members, so that there's a level of succession plan. I think that's part of what people are suffering from. And if you think about it, the South African population is largely over 50% is made up of young people, and I don't think there's anyone talking to them.
True that. I mean, when it comes to a succession plan, I that's where, but I don't know. Is this a South African problem or is it a? I mean, you look at Joe Biden. Look at how old he is, and that's supposed to be the
Come
country in the
on,
world.
we can't use that nigga as a benchmark,
But
man.
what I'm saying, it's not a benchmark. My point I'm trying to say is that we talk as if we are this like anomaly that does things completely different. The so-called superpower. How old is their president? How old is Vladimir Putin? If you look at other countries, so is it a South African problem or is it a global issue whereby there is no succession? People hold on to power far longer than they should. I don't think it's exclusive to us here. I mean, like, really.
I feel you.
The supposed superpower, the first country in the world, USA, has got Joe Biden, a man who's probably in his 80s, I think. He forgets words on stage. And that's the supposed world benchmark. So don't be too harsh on us, Sisu. Like, look outside.
But my thing is, like, we should be far more progressive when Zizi. I mean, like, you've got like a great deal of European countries, smaller countries, that actually have younger people. I mean, like, you go and you look at Britain, and for an example, it's a guy who's not naturalized, but like he's
But is he really in power?
he's the prime.
Is he
Then
really in power?
there's that issue as well. Okay, let me think of another one. There are a couple of countries that have younger people presiding over the nations, man.
Okay. I'll give you another example. The French president, I forget his name. He's young, right? But like, what is happening to all French colonies in this
Canada as
continent?
well.
What's happening to all French colonies in this continent? Are they not being booted out? Why?
They have to be put out.
They're pushing them out. This is the same as Burkina Faso with the young soldier. It's people. The Africans don't want the French here. The French, their colonization has been far worse than the English countries. Truth be told.
Zizi.
And I mean, I lived there. I lived in Abidjan. I lived with them, and you'd hear them talking like these people have got no hope. They think they're French, and that's odd. I mean, they would hear me on the phone talking in Xhosa to people. They're like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, Xhosa." I'm like, "Don't you guys speak a home language?" They're like, "No, we're French."
They don't.
And I was like, that is such indoctrination. So they miles behind us.
But wouldn't you say the fact that like France has a young prime minister, for an example, it speaks to the fact that like them being booted out, it's actually changing the mindset to say that like we need to leave these people alone. We need to find other means.
They're not leaving by choice, Caesar. Let's not make it seem as if it's noble what they're doing. They ain't leaving by choice.
No, for sure. No, for sure. Now imagine if you had an old hag still sitting there, in France, they probably be coming out guns blazing, but a younger person has the sense to say, okay, cool, we're not going to fight. Obviously, there's also destabilizing the country as well in terms of taking resources out of it.
That's the joy of today's times of social media. You don't hear about a massacre a day later or hours later. People are videoing, taking pictures of that, loading it on the socials immediately. So people can't really act as brutal as, or rather, let me say it like this: people can't act as if they would really want to act. In today's time, because the consequences. Israel, for some reason, thinks that they can, and they're doing that, and it's backfiring them. Even their own people are starting to turn on them. Even the US and the allies are starting to say, okay, I think you're taking this thing a tad bit too far now.
What the hell? I know companies like Samsung have pulled out of Israel.
See, and the thing is, it's not because of Isazela or well wish. No. It's the fact that they're just too exposed. And they're thinking like, okay, what are we gonna do after this is done? The comebacks of this, Netanyahu is old. I mean, he's doing whatever he's doing right now, but come tomorrow, he's not going to be alive to witness what his people.
To witness
Because
that, yeah.
there's no way in hell that the Jewish community in Israel is going to be chastised for years to come going forward. It's inevitable, whether they win this thing or they don't win this thing, whatever it is. But history will remember
That's not going
the,
to, yeah.
and it's not going to be good for them. And I mean,
No, for
it's
sure.
whether they win or they don't win it, but already you can tell how the world is viewing that whole thing happening there.
That's amazing. I mean, like you mentioned that people can't go out and commit massacres or go on a all-out war currently. You look at the world's superpower, the United States of America, how they are dealing with China, for an example, banning TikTok. And offering to buy that is the craziest thing for me. You're not only saying we are banning this thing, we are actually going to buy it from you. We want to buy it, because that's where the power lies now in the age that we live in.
And that's exactly what's happening. So they want to, they're saying that they have no power over it in their country. So the only way for it to be practical is for them to have some form of ownership of it. And the Chinese are saying no, it's ours. And they said, okay, if you don't want to live up to, let's say, our standards of
Mm.
things, we're booting you out. And the thing is, like, there's going to be uprise because a lot of people actually are earning income living off TikTok. I think the biggest consumers of TikTok is probably them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like I think there's going to be a huge uprising when that happens. Um,
Which are,
I think they want TikTok. There's those who don't want it, but then again, we're talking about a country that has states that is still has abortion as illegal. When we talk about the U.S., so there's always going to be an argument of what's right and wrong in that country, unfortunately.
Okay, enough about that, man. Like the US and stuff. I'm looking at stuff, Her Majesty, and trending on Twitter. That's obviously talking to King, is it Mrs. Zulu.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Okay. Talk
he
to
went
me.
to go. He went to go pay his lobola for his fourth wife. Uh,
Fourth wife. I thought he only had one wife.
nah, I think it's third or fourth. We'll find out.
Wow.
Third or
I don't
fourth.
know. I don't know. Even if my world was about this Tembu, I just think it's a
I
lot. I
was just
mean,
about to ask,
one woman is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to
bro.
sleep tired. So I can't imagine like four or three. I don't know how they do it, but I guess if they're accustomed to it, they're gonna,
Mm,
they're
yeah,
gonna touch on it. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. Stills. What else do we have in the socials before I get to my movie review? Uh, well, just tone it down a bit. Yeah,
We started off with some volatility, didn't we?
yeah. I mean, we could talk about this for days, man. And then there's a community that's gonna like me and not like me. There's a community that's gonna like you and not
No, for
like you
sure.
because obviously, I mean, we're talking, but obviously anybody can tell these are kind of like personal views.
Personal views, yeah. No, of course, we do say that is why we said we're going to we are laymen as far as this is concerned. We are like two guys talking in a taxi from Enjoli town, but we are looking to invite journalists and analysts and people that actually can put context and bring figures and all kinds of stuff, going forth. But at the moment, it's just to get the ball rolling, and obviously just to touch on very quickly on the story about the Eastern Cape. Maybe we should quickly just do that.
Sure. All
Yeah,
right.
the visit, I think it was the 21st when we went to that particular school called Dabulamanzi at Omo. I was invited by Uvovo Bunu, whom I've worked with in the entertainment space, and she's always had this dream of wanting to go to the school where she attended, and to do like a sanitary towel run for the little kids there, because the school is from grade R to grade 7, standard 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always need to remember, must add 5.
Just minus two or add two.
It's add to. Right. Yeah, I think it's add to. Yeah, so she invited me to the school, and we've been putting this off for I think almost 2 years, and I finally found time and space. And upon hearing, and we were just gonna do sanitary towels, we were going to do towels, toothbrushes, and all of that, for the and we ended up being creative with it and speaking to other clients of mine, people have done websites for, people have played gigs for, and done ads for, and all kind of stuff. And we actually got them to help us buy school shoes, and the school was also creative, and they decided to do the tie ceremony for the kids that are going from grade 7 to
To
8,
high school.
um,
Yeah.
to high school, really. So it was a very beautiful one, where at least you can motivate. When you walk, your shoes are worn out. You're always looking down. People who wear a tie will always look up. There's a level of respect, a level of self-esteem that gets aligned to that. So we were just
Dignity.
trying to put the dignity, as is. So we had the South African Police Services joining us to talk about GBV. We also had the Department of Health that came through as well to sort of like do a small peer education thing. And the crazy thing about it is that the school has only 115 kids from grade R. And quite recently, I have to say, big up to Donza, the principal. He, upon not getting any joy from talking to the provincial department, had a hookup at national, and they started obviously with the most. Yeah, I didn't take pictures of those pit toilets. Now you tell me, for a kid that's in grade R who's gonna go into a pit toilet. Now this is why you were getting on news that a kid fell into a pit toilet. So at least they started giving them some level of dignity and building that. But the school still needs a lot more to convince the provincial government to actually assist and build it. So we've decided to adopt the school, because the video I'm about to show you is going to tell you, or at least paint a picture of what the school it looks like. There are only three classrooms. The only three classrooms at
How
the
do they
school.
do that when managing the different grades? Like that has to be challenging.
It is very crazy. It is very crazy. But let me just see. Let me just play that video. Ah, man. Guys, this is a classroom. I think you and I have seen it.
Yeah.
This is a classroom.
It's hard to believe that there are people still having to experience at that age such hardships in 2024.
Now this is a classroom. When it's raining, there are no classes. I think it's grade 4, grade 5s. This is a classroom. Grade Arlon. Grade 4 and 5. Uthetha uba naxa kunetha iyafana kubanjwe. That's how crazy it is that's what people have to put up with.
Damn, man. That's
Yeah.
it's painful, painful, painful to look at.
Yeah, so we've adopted the school. So very shortly, I mean, like, if you're a friend, please reach out to me. We're looking for ceiling people that can do ceiling, people that can assist with any and everything. I'm gonna put out on social media like a full video, also, including the ceremony as well.
Oh no, please. Yeah, I think we need to do that and share that with our subscribers as well, and across all social media, just to, I don't know, it's one thing looking at something as as being a mountain to climb. Sometimes, start somewhere, start little, whatever little you can
Mm.
do, and that's how you chip away at assisting and helping and growing the space right there.
No, for
But
sure.
but anyway, geez, let me try and hit you with some happiness, some joy.
Like we kind of sad, eh? We kind of sad today. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah. Say that again, man. So
Yeah.
let me try. So yeah, Caesar, please do share on the screen the link to podcast. Not a podcast, sorry, a playlist by so the music review for this week
Oh
is
yes.
I'm gonna start with the music review. I'll get to the movie review later on.
So
You
rude.
know,
Mm.
and so it's so Jazzy Jeff in 2010 with this other fellow called Mick Boogie, who used to be called Mick Boogie. He just goes by the name of Mick. I think the
Mhm.
Boogie kind of fell off his name, and they came up with this annually in the summer in the U.S. In the northern hemisphere rather. In June, he'd release a mixtape playlist, Jazzy Jeff song selection, and it was called Summertime. Obviously based on the song Summertime by Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. We all know the song. So over a period of 10 years, they did a volume 1 to 10, and every year they would release this playlist of and mixed by DJ Jazzy Jeff. And I mean, it used to be one of my annual highlights. And one of the great things about
I
Jazzy
remember how
Jeff was,
crazy you are about that.
and one of the crazy and one of the nicest things about Jazzy Jeff is, like, especially if you're a music fan, he'll educate you about it. And how he does it is that, like, there's so many songs we actually don't know come from the songs before, or the sample, or a portion of a song that is sampled into the new flavor that we know to today's music. And so he has this knack of playing the original and then mixing
Yeah.
into the new one. So that is always the part I look forward to the most. Hearing the originals of where Most Def Most Fat Booty was sampled from Aretha Franklin. Only one step. Um, how De La Soul Stakes is High was sampled from a Brazilian jazz band by Jay Dilla. So he plays the original, and then he plays the one afterwards. And if, let's say, it was remixed or sampled by more than one artist, he will play all three of them. So this playlist here is all 10 volumes. Somebody who I don't know who they are, and I'm so grateful for them, because they went and selected basically all the songs. So obviously on the Summertime, you'd hear, like, let's say 30 seconds or a minute of a song, because it's being
Yeah.
mixed. It has to make up the hour. So now this person has, like, literally the song list, the full songs, all of these songs over the 10-year period from volume 1 to volume 10. And it's 36 hours. The playlist, it's very long. And I mean, like I said, I drove down to the EC to Mtata last week, and literally I didn't change. I just let it play from the beginning, and I didn't even, like, get, like, halfway. I only did, like, let's say 15, 16 hours of this 36 hour, and it's just beautiful, because some of the songs are songs that I wouldn't generally play on my
Yeah.
playlist, but it was enjoyable. It's there's something there for everybody if you're into hip hop, R&B, jazz, and some, I don't even know, some blues. And it's just a whole bowl of great music. And if you're a music fan, please, this link, trust me, you'll thank me later. It's something that you can play to entertain guests, something you can play to drive a long distance.
Mm.
It's just and it's I can tell you for free, you'll be educated. There are songs that you thought this person was the original singer of it, only to find out, nope, it is somebody else who did it prior to that. So
That's
it's
crazy.
that'll be my music drop for this week. I think more people should listen to some of the songs on this. I mean, I would like to think I'm well knowledgeable about music and so forth, but I kept learning. I kept learning on the summer times. I kept learning new things. It's yeah, it's great. I would highly recommend. I'd even recommend the actual summertime mixes themselves, but they're hard to come by nowadays. But this
Yeah,
on Spotify is completely legal, above board, all the songs, and yeah, it's a great playlist to have.
that's dope,
I,
man.
I think you listen. I think I sent it to you about a few weeks back. I don't know if you've had time to jump on it or not.
You know how it is with me. Like you'd send me something, and I have this thing like I probably like in my head I have to wait for everybody to like listen to it, and then like I'll jump in. And obviously when I have time, actually because I don't like being interrupted when I'm listening to something new. Okay. So I haven't really given it time, but obviously the couple of travels I'm going to be doing, so obviously or probably we will be doing the same thing as well.
I know, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Want to
Well,
play?
that's me from the music drop this week. Towards the end of our show, I will do the show what you're waiting for, the movie review.
The movie
Yeah.
review.
But for now, yeah, that's it for the music drop. Thank you.
All right, man. Yeah, that is it on the music front. So please do like, subscribe. I promised myself while I was studying the podcast, like I'm gonna do that. Like, please subscribe, please like, please. Just do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so we can
Yeah,
hang
yeah,
out. And
yeah.
the nice thing about it, what you're seeing on screen, the link to that playlist, you can also share your comments. They're very unfortunate for people who are on other social platforms. I think one other one that we will do professionally, because guys, at the end of the day, we're trying to make money. We need to monetize, so we ain't gonna go to what's his name, Mark Zuckerberg's thingy and offer stuff for free. Okay, it looks like Elon Musk, who's had a successful launch. Where was that guy going? I just saw he's just launched some very fancy sports car looking um rocket to the moon.
Hasn't he been working on that for a while? I forgot what
He's
it's
been
called,
working
but
on it. Hmm.
him and the I don't know. Having money is a problem, because like there was a time like where they were competing between him and Jeff Bezos, the guy from
And Bezos, yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Amazon, about
Amazon,
who's
yeah.
going to be the first to launch to the moon. I'm like, okay, usually we're competing about cars or something. These guys, nah, nah, nah. We're going to compete about rockets and who's going to get to
Imagine
the
that.
moon before who. That's
Imagine
that
that.
stupid money.
But even apart from stupid money, like there's I think it comes from little brother. There's no amount of dreams you can hold in one hand. I took that to heart, and it's actually been one of the motivators for me to be able to exist in more than one platform, to look at other means of generating revenue besides, like, I have a job and all of that. I think when you get to that level, because probably somebody's going to say, Slicer has all the equipment, has all the tools, so now he can afford to do A, B, C, and D. But you make plans towards that,
Oh,
because your dream is your dream. And they always say, if it doesn't scare you, change it, go sleep and dream again. So and I mean, I know that like he's been taking a lot of flack for being from South Africa and not solving our electricity problems and blah 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 and all of that stuff, but like,
not
it's
for
his
him to solve.
money. It's his money.
It's
And
not for him to solve our problems. You know,
yeah,
we can be a bunch of entitled people, clearly.
no, for sure.
No
No, for
doubt.
sure. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, what is he doing with all that money? I was
well,
saying that to Black Coffee.
like I saw an article about somebody saying, "Does this guy want to bankrupt Vodacom?" The please call me guy, and I'm
Please call
thinking,
me.
like only that race can say something like that. But I mean, why why is it why does it come across as if it's too much for him?
Do people have an idea how much Vodacom makes just in South Africa
And I mean,
a
and all the
day?
guys, I think it's about 10-15 billion that they're probably going to end up agreeing on. And the thing is, it's self-inflicted. If they had settled this guy 5 years ago, it would not
Yep.
even have reached a billion.
Hmm.
They just kept on dismissing the guy, and it's now they're in shit now, and they
Yeah.
want to negotiate with him in behind closed doors. Screw that. It must
Look,
be
I
public.
think
We must know.
I don't know who to credit. Is it the World Wide Web that people finally have guts to take on big dogs? You talk about him, and I've just seen it like recently. Unati as well with litigations and all kinds of stuff. But obviously, it's not something we're gonna get into. But I think. She was just lamenting how she actually took on a big a media house, and now going after a record label. You know, people are finally having like people finally have guts to talk about stuff, like to challenge the people who would actually dismiss them about a few fine lines on a contract.
The thing is, it's great. I mean, they give hope and inspiration to the others who don't have voices, to stand up for themselves. But how they kind of also do it is the fact that they have some resources to do this. Now you have
No, of
people
course.
who don't even have any type of resource. A clear-cut case they would win, but because they lack the resources just to get to that point, they
True.
lose out. It talks to, maybe should they be talks of funds for the voiceless. I
Mm,
mean,
mm.
I said earlier on I don't speak Afrikaans, and that I wrote it off, but I can't knock AfriForum.
Yeah.
Like what they do. They are like they they put money together collectively monthly to fight causes that affect each and every single one of them. you know and that's commendable, I must say. So it's I
Mm.
mean, you can't knock that. And so, but obviously that's now a private affair. That's
No, of
private
course.
company, private. But I think government should have some funding or something for the voiceless, to speak out against corporates, because people talk about corruption every day, Caesar, but no one ever looks at the corruptor, the guy who actually pays
Mm.
the bribe, the guy who actually encourages the bribe so that they can. No one ever talk, and that's all corporate and private sector, by the way. But even,
Mm.
I mean, if you eliminate the guy who pays a bribe to get things done, you eliminate him from the transaction. That's
Mm.
corruption out the window.
That's so true, eh?
That's and the thing is, no one ever talks about them. No one ever talks about the guys who threw money to getting deals. No one ever talks about them. They always talk about.
Okay, don't know why I'm losing you there.
Oh, and the
Uh,
biggest problem
yeah.
is the guys who solicit the bribe.
Mm.
That's where the problem is, and that's what needs to be curbed. Corporate South Africa is still way bigger than any government entity, eh? Any day,
You're helping, aren't you?
any day.
Mm.
Yeah. So, geez, I know you wanted them to touch base on some home people of ours, uh, that we lost over the last week. It's been a tough time for us, huh?
Yeah, look, I've been trying to get my ducks in a row, and obviously, technology is getting the better of me. I know that look, we lost a formidable, um, I'd say, a father to a lot of people in Ekabeja, uTatutuze, Mfunsutuze. I know him from back in the day, and just the motivation that he has been, from Youth for Christ to Etembeni, where he maintained a private school that he made sure that it gets 100% when it comes to grade 12 exams. And this was but one man, obviously with a team, and he had a vision. And moving from there to Algoa Bus, being a CEO for such a long time, for being a reverend, a person, like a spiritual leader for a lot of people, and to lose such an icon, to lose such an outspoken person, to lose such a inspiration to a lot of us, yeah. So I think that's what Ikabeja, or Ibiza, or PE suffered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the city was crying. The city was crying that they lost one of its favorite sons. And it's so strange. I was thinking about it in the week that how I met his son was through you. One New Year's, we were
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Brighton, and we went to go pick him up. I mean, he was still dating his wife back then. This must have been like 2002 or something like that when
Yeah,
I
it was a while
first met
ago.
him. And we were rolling in your dad's Corolla, and we picked him up. And then
Dang.
the New Year's was outside West Side in New Bright, if you remember. Do you remember that New Year's? I was just
That
thinking,
was
I actually know this guy
crazy.
through. I actually know him through you. Yeah, it was like that's actually how I know Mazocho through you.
From
That New
hanging out at the
Year's,
salon to West Side, and
yeah, right outside there. We spent New Year's there one time, like I think in 2002 or something, like or 2001 or even 2000, around there somewhere, like that
yeah,
back in the days.
damn man, yeah.
So that's
But it was, yeah, it was
so I know how close you are to the family, how close you are to. As a matter of fact, like that's like one of your other fathers. The time Musahlali to AC, I'm saying you've known them for forever and ever and ever.
no, of course, like I even
Condolences
called
to
him.
them, man.
I even called him Ichomiam. And every time we meet to Mazoches, I'm like, hey, good thing, Ichomiam. So that's how close we were. And I think for us as much as I'm sitting in PTA, for us as the city, the metro, everyone who's ever been inspired by him, I think it's time for now to grab the baton. And the nice thing about inspiring a group of people is that when you put that baton down, there are a couple more people that actually pick up the virtual batons and actually start being the inspiration for the city, start being outstanding leaders in corporate, in government, and all kinds of things, held by integrity and all and such. So I think for us, I have this thing that, like, we don't mourn a life, we celebrate a life, and we look back at what this person has meant. And I think that's where we should be at.
No doubt. And I mean, just staying in tow with what we're talking about, we also lost another favorite son of the city, Monde Kwanzaa.
Man.
We like family, and I've known him all my life. I actually have nothing bad to say about he was just an incredible, jovial, funny, humble putwam, like literally he's
Yeah,
and I can't remember not having a fun moment around him. And
you could
I mean, I
never.
do know that over the last few years, his health has been horrible, and it was just a shadow of the former self. And but like even his friends, I would always applaud like seeing posts
Mm.
of them actually going to go see him. Pago Guabo, and just
Yeah,
Bry or JB be doing those things for him. And I was always like, it just speaks of the person, the fact that people go out of their way to spend time with him, to acknowledge and saying, hey, we need to go and see this guy.
yeah.
And him now finally passing. I mean, everyone's, even the post I saw of the whole program for the week, from the memorial to the funeral, everything doesn't talk about the sad passing. Everything talks about the celebration of life.
Of,
That
of the
just
person, yeah.
and that just talks exactly how much of a beacon of light he was for. Sometimes, you I don't know how to explain it. People, as a human, you take bits and pieces from everybody to to better your life or to bring some sense of joy or happiness or progress in your life. Not all of us are going to be business people. Not all of us are going to be scientists. Not all of us are going to be
Mm.
lawyers. You get those people who just, no matter how low you're feeling, and you see them and they just talk whatever they talk to you, and your mood is just lightened up and you feel a whole lot better. He was those kind of people. Like Monday, Monday, every time you see the guy, I know he's gonna tease me about something or another, or
Yeah.
about my siblings, and it's just no matter how bad of a mood or moment I'm going through, he'd always just beam up my face, and I just be laughing and just making fun of me. He's gonna be so missed. It's really sad news to wake up to yesterday.
Yeah, I think you've just captured it all, Rara. But like, there's so much, there's so many stories that people like are sharing. Oddly enough, I was with my cousin yesterday, and his other friend spent the weekend there, and literally yesterday we were just talking. I know from away, just talking about him and his antiques, and how crazy it always was. And then boom, from my sister I get the message, and like we were all in disbelief, because like out of nowhere we were talking about that. And what you've also mentioned, that like his people, his friends were there for him. Everyone who had a chance, would go pay him a visit. And one of the things that I think I'm happy and I'm grateful about, as what everybody probably was steering him towards, which was doing stage work, which was because it was so comedic, so funny, and people say get up on stage, and to be able to do those things, those were probably milestones for him. And you could see the sense of joy working with Abu Mamunkonyeni and all the other
Yeah,
greats,
I'm glad you mentioned that, man. That was
during
pretty
his
awesome.
time. Yeah. So it was just like there was that sense of joy that, like, Nzula, you've lived your life, you've always been there. If you remember, I mean, like, coming from a sporty, and you go to his cribs, there's gonna be poki course or something. We get taken care of. There's decency that that is there, that playing the big brother kind of like a vibe. So I think right there as well is for us to take the baton and look at the positive and and inspiration that the person was, and just get inspired as well, so that their spirit lives on.
No,
Damn, we
for
said on this episode.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. It's one of those. But you know what? It talks to, we are part of our community, Caesar, and our community, unfortunately, is not always going to be jovial, not always going to be happy. And as much as we may be talking about morbid things, things that are sad or whatever it is, but there's somebody who's going to find fulfillment from this, and they're going to be like, okay, I'm grieving with those guys. I don't know who they're talking
Mm,
about. I don't know who it is, but I'm with them,
mm,
and that's the beauty of the podcast, is that we're not trying to do something fancy. We're just one of you
nah,
talking about day to day and sharing some of the things that maybe we have a better voice or better tone in talking about in the broadcasting space, and that's exactly how and why we are here. So sorry for it being a bit downer, but it's okay. We can't always talk about happy things, unfortunately, but we're not
nah.
negative either. That's
That
the,
would be
the
that
that's
would be
the side.
abnormal. I always say to people, that'd
Yeah.
be abnormal. If you ever look at your life and it's just an upward trajectory, you must know that, like, some is about to go down, some ish is about to pop at some point, because that's the cycle of life. It's a wave. I always say there are valleys and there are crests. So you need to reach those valleys, which are your moments of being low, which is where you refuel, which is where, if you go to church, you'll go to church. If you go to Sangoma, like, if you go uh,
You do
on
yoga.
whatever, yeah. Are you making fun of me, dog?
No, I'm not making fun. Oh, you do yoga? We didn't know.
Because that's
Now we
my
know.
ish, man. That's my ish.
Oh, wow, wow. I'm not there yet. So yeah. So anyway,
You should
Seals, I
try
think
it.
it's time for the movie review. Hit me
Oh
with the
yes.
intro and let me get right into that.
Yes. Let's go.
That's right. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah. It is. It
that's
is.
us right there.
That's us right there. So this week, I gave you guys a series the last time, so I thought, I'm gonna mix it up and give you a movie for this week's podcast. The movie is called Knox Goes Away. Knox spelled Knox. That's the title of the movie, starring Michael Keaton and Al Pacino as well. But the lead being Michael Keaton, who's also the director of the movie as well. So I don't know how old our audience is, but like Michael Keaton was quite a big deal in the early 90s. He did like movies like the Batman movies, the Tim Burton ones. I don't know if you know Tim Burton, and also the movie Beetlejuice, also by Tim Burton,
Yeah.
the director. So Michael Keaton in the early 90s was quite a popular, I'd say, figure. For some reason, he disappeared in the 90s a little bit. And then he also, if you remember Jackie Brown, Tarantino movie, he's also in that. It's one of his movies that he showed up in like around like 97 or around there somewhere. But anyway, it kind of took a bit of a dip. I'm just giving you some background about the actor. It's important for this. And then he had a resurgence, I think around about 2009, 2010 in a movie called Birdman, where he was even nominated for an Academy for Best Actor. Like out of nowhere, Michael Keaton had just been almost this forgotten kind of figure, and since then he's done a few other like awesome movies like Spotlight, which is about a bunch of journalists who write and uncover the story about the Anglican, I mean not the Anglican, the Catholic Church and the
Yeah.
molestation of young boys. Movie called Spotlight. He's also in that. And then he also did the movie The Founder, which is about the guy who's the founder of McDonald's. He also did that movie as well. So anyway, why I'm giving you this, so he's had this kind of like great start of a career and then kind of like dipped a bit in the middle. And then so the last 10 years, 12 years, he's really Michael Keaton, you pay attention if it's him on the movie. So this one, which is called Knox Goes Away, that he directed, uh, it's so just a synopsis because I don't want to ruin the movie for you.
Yeah.
So he is this I would say aged 50s, maybe even 60s gentleman who is a contract killer. So he gets paid by some mob boss to do the dirty jobs and killing, to do hits, and he's got this disease, which is like dementia, but it's called Creutzfeldt-Jakob, CJD. This disease whereby the mind and the dementia happens at such a fast pace. Like it can be in 60 days where you completely forgotten who you are, what's your name. He discovers this early on in the movie that he has this dementia type of disease. So now he's planning his exit. He wants out to get his money together before he loses his mind to give. So he was married, divorced, and has one child, a son who's now obviously an adult child. And the movie gets this is where the movie kind of like starts. Like, so his son, who doesn't talk to him, who doesn't want nothing to do with him, out of nowhere comes to his house one evening saying he needs help. He's killed somebody and he needs his special set of skills to kind of get this to disappear. And so obviously he commits. He's like, it's his last thing he can do for his son. His son doesn't really know what's happening with him at the time. That is losing. Actually, he tells nobody. You know. So where Al Pacino comes into it, he's like his older best friend who helps him put this together, the steps and things. So he plans on how to do the exit. I mean, I don't want to give away too much about the movie, but it's a suspense thriller. You never know what's going to happen. Is he going to be caught? Is he not going to be caught? And the steps and actions he does for helping his son, how he takes them and everything, like leaves you completely confused throughout the whole entire time until it actually gets to obviously the final part, and obviously it being a suspense thriller, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm not gonna tell you what happens because I mean that's the whole thrill of the movie, and it's you know, one reviewer of the movie said that the movie itself is not necessarily the best movie you've ever seen, but they're saying it's the best performance they've seen of Michael Keaton in probably like forever. And one reviewer even goes on to say that Michael Keaton directs himself to a master class of his acting, you know, and that's exactly how when you watch it. I mean, I always talk to movies with my friends, and one lady was saying to me, "Oh my goodness, I've not seen a movie that had me confused until the last end, until the usual suspects and stuff." And I was like, "Okay, you're taking it a bit too far with the usual
Wow.
suspects," but yeah, I can understand what you're talking about. They
That's
don't
one of your
make
favorites,
movies.
isn't it?
My all-time favorites. What do you mean? One of
The
my
usual
favorites.
the usual
It,
suspects.
it
I
is the
remember.
best movie. It's the best movie ever. So people don't compare this to that, please. Not to take away from what he's doing, but let's let's keep it on Knox Goes Away. So anyway, this movie, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. That's from
Okay.
me. I highly recommend it. Check out the trailer. Do watch it. It came out on the 15th of March on cinema. I'm not sure if it's still on circuit, but man, streaming services, I'm sure sooner or later it's gonna pop up. It's a great watch. It's a good movie. It's high entertainment. Check out the trailer and see you next week. Thank you very much. That's me,
Man,
the movie review.
I don't know if I'm spoiling it. I don't know if I'm spoiling it.
Nah. The trailer won't spoil it.
Cat Williams. Cat Williams, we can talk about that, motherfucker. It's a good time to be alive.
No doubt, no
All
doubt.
right, but right now, let's go to the trailer, people, and just check that out.
I've been doing this job a long time. People like to talk about the targets. Think it made them feel better.
Why don't you care who the guy is?
They never got what it was really all about. Which was, in 10 minutes, they're not gonna be anybody.
Knox, you okay? Knox.
You have a very rare form of dementia.
How much time do I have?
Weeks, not months. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Doc. Even if I hated you for telling me, I'd forget soon enough.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show up like this.
Do I know you?
Dad, please.
Miles, what happened?
This guy hurt my daughter. So I killed him. I never asked you for anything in my life. But I'm desperate.
Why does he hate you so much?
They found out what I did for a living.
The police are all over this. You don't pull this off, this all goes to hell.
I'm getting worse every hour. It's like a curtain coming down. I'm running out of time.
They finally got up to you, huh?
There's no coming back from this one. It was you.
What?
You turned me in.
That's not true, Dad. You're losing it. Something's wrong with you.
John, good luck.
I swore I'd never be like you.
And here we are.
Yes, that's us. We
Ooh.
back.
Ooh.
Oh,
Did you see that
that is,
trailer?
man. I look forward to this now. I look forward to this. Like I never have time. I never have time for movies. Unless the wife person and I just too lazy. Or like we
Nah, no,
will
you need to
find
watch that
something.
and pay attention. When like it's one of those you gotta like, yeah, it grips you the whole time. Like at the end of it, it's like, what did I just watch? Wow. As a matter of fact, I think I might just watch it this evening. God damn.
Listen
I
to this
repeat.
guy.
Yeah. Thank you very
um,
much. So that's my movie review for the week. Hey man, I'll hit you with something else when you see each other again. I'll keep them coming. I'll keep them coming. I'll keep them coming.
no. I gotta before you go. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
What's up?
You
Talk to
you
me.
you spoke to me about being invited by the chairman, and yeah, what was going on with that?
uh, you know,
Like with
it's not every.
this right here.
No. I got you. It's not every day. It's not every day the chairman talks and says, "Yo, can I see you?" So, eh, and you know the worst part, all those 5 goals, like were the goals were behind, like in front of us. So where we were sitting, like all these goals, because like the first half there were no goals. All of a sudden, all these goals in the second half on the side that we in. Now that
And
is
I was
yeah, man.
shocked.
It was a tough game, man. I mean, it's just I don't know. Those guys just walked all over Kaiser Chiefs. My team, yeah, they're going through tough times right now. It's very unfortunate what we are witnessing happening there in Naturena. But you know, I always say sometimes you need to go to the bottom of the bottom to pick yourself together and build from there. Let's
Yeah.
hope that's going to happen here. I don't know what the plan is because even that requires some form of a plan. I mean, we can talk about my other team that's sitting at number 1 in the English Premier League right now, Arsenal. Oh yeah, we
The
went
highlights
through
are
the
not even
toughest
the highlights are not even finished. You're already moving on.
because there's nothing to talk about what you're showing us here, Caesar. There's nothing to talk about the 5-1 killing. Look at this goal. Oh my goodness, man, they killed us. They killed
Okay,
us.
there's a
Look at this
deflection. I
guy. He's
think
like
on this.
tiptoeing around the players.
There's a deflection on this one. Okay, I'll give it to the goalie.
But he already had passed 3 players, Caesar. Forget the deflection. He was already killing. Look at that
Yeah.
guy. That guy's on the floor, killing him. Painful.
Great. What do you think? Like, probably, obviously, because you are on a first name basis with the chairman. I don't know. Will you guys be sitting and like looking at a new coach or like because I think like as far as talent is concerned, at Kaiser Chiefs, like you got like talent that you can work with. I mean, but this is just that one thing
I
that is just not happening now.
I listen. I don't know the nitty gritties of the what's happening on the inside, but I think it's a lot more to do than just the talent they have. There's something, and it's not new. It's been happening. I mean,
Mm.
they have been on this trajectory of a decline over the last couple of years. It's not new, and I don't know. I think every team, you know, the friend of mine who used to always, I don't know whether they were saying this to make me feel better when I was going through my downside of Arsenal. They'd always say that soccer's cyclical, you know. Every
No, of
team
course.
will have their turn, whether it's like a 5-6 year of this team, and then but so forth and so. But if you are a quality team and you are a team that's in your top 4, top 5, top 6, your turn will come if you just keep working at it. So it's been Sundowns' time for the last 4 years, 5 years, 6
Had it
years.
been, eh? That's over
You
6, eh?
know, something has to change eventually. I mean, it's Manchester United had their dominance for the longest of time, and then Chelsea had their dominance, and then Man City had their dominance, and then they were disrupted by Liverpool, and they seem to be dominant again. Arsenal's doing a resurgence. They haven't won anything yet, so you can't really talk about that Arsenal has taken it away from them yet, but it seems like they might. So, yeah, man, football is a cycle, and the only thing killing football is money. You know, I think the teams that have a lot more money are really
Oh, come
dominant.
on.
They don't give the other teams without money a fighting chance.
I think there's
That's how I
something
see it.
I picked up as well. What do they call that thing when they? I'm not really much of a soccer fan. I stopped like a long time ago because like I ain't got emotions to mess around with, man. What is it? The AVR. I've
Oh,
just picked up like the
VAR, video assistant.
VAR.
Yeah, video assistant referee. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just learnt the this past week in passing that like there are countries like Sweden that are saying like we don't want that. You know, it's a waste of time, blah blah blah. It takes the fun out of the game and all kinds of stuff. Like
So
your views?
the thing about VAR, it's so 50-50 in the sense that when the decision goes your way, you don't complain. When the decision
Mm.
doesn't go your way, you're gonna complain. So yes, they say it takes away because you slow down the game. You got to pause and look at things. But imagine how wrong you'd feel done if a goal that you was legally scored, a silly human error, didn't pick it up, and then
Mm.
VAR does that. So it's I think it's a good thing. I like VAR. It doesn't always go for my team's
A favor.
benefit, but
Mm.
yet it's a good thing because at least no one can ever walk away saying, "Hey, we were robbed by that team in 19 footek because that goal that was disallowed." What? And it eliminates that conversation,
Yeah. No, I feel you.
no doubt.
No, I feel you. Right. I think we've come to the end of the episode, but
That's right.
obviously, our people sitting at home, it's a Monday. You want to know how you want to swag, like Magnum PI, if you feel like it. Yeah,
Hey, we have
I
our
just
very
wanted to
own Tom
channel a
Selleck here.
superhero, bro. I just wanted to
We
channel
have
a superhero.
hey,
I'm missing a mustache.
your Tom Selleck Magnum PI look.
Yeah, you look like TC with that basketball cap, though.
Who's TC?
TC was the
Oh, the
Magnum's
guy with the pilot.
pilot.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pilot. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Look at your swag today, bro.
Hey, are you exposing our ages?
It's a bit of a quiz. It's like, what on earth are these guys talking about? But I'm just gonna
Yeah,
breeze through the weather for the rest of the day, so at least you know what kind of
yo,
swag. I always say that Tuesday is Tuesday. Monday might be hell. Monday might be, all kinds of unpredictable. But Tuesday is the day where you say that like this is the direction or the direction that I would like my day to go. So it starts with your swag. Looking at Pretoria, first of all, man, 28 degrees. That's what we're experiencing tomorrow, by the way. Johannesburg, Rara, you'll be sitting at 26 tomorrow. Cape Town at 21, Durban 28, Bloemfontein 27 is max. Polokwane at 29 degrees. That place is always hot. Along with this next place, Uppington. Take a wild guess.
over
Sitting at
30.
32. Sitting at 32.
Wow.
32
Like,
degrees for yeah.
it's, jeez.
Gqeberha is at 24 degrees, and lastly, East London, surprisingly, 31 degrees tomorrow. So you know exactly how to rock up at work tomorrow. It is autumn, so it's
No
the
doubt.
weather is largely unpredictable
But I think that's a warmish temperature throughout the country,
throughout
kind
the
of,
country. Yeah.
especially being in May. You'd think it should be colder. I mean, even like I
Hmm.
said, Umtata was 33. It was hot, man. Couldn't
What?
believe it. Yeah. On Saturday, I'm like, what?
And that place doesn't even have like public swimming pools and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it
I
had.
die.
Not anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the people that yeah, there's a surprise. Like we've got surprises next week. We have an independent candidate in the upcoming elections that we're going to be talking and sitting with, but largely not really talking about politics because if you remember when we sat and we were crafting this, it was like we want your life outside your professional cap. So it's going to be a fun and interesting one.
All right.
All right, Zizi,
Yeah.
Koskakulu.
Another episode, another week.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. I hope we have brought some form of joy or happiness to your life. And we shall see you again. Stay strong, stay focused, live your life.
That's what's up.
I'm
Thank you
out.
so much, people. Don't forget to subscribe because we probably, as I said, we might just be taking this to X as well. Yeah, so be on the lookout for promos and all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much. I nearly said South Africa, but like we're probably broadcasting to the moon right now. Thank you,
Alrighty.
Zizi. Thank you, Rara.